So 6.5 Creedmoor on a surgical rifle with a Razor HD Gen 2, and those are my very first two 800-yard shots right in a row. I see a right to left mirage.
For that wind. Yeah, 1.2 mil right wind hold. So crosshairs to the right side of the target, 1.2 mils. Starting off on the target on the left, under board 4.
Okay.
One 1.4, starting when ready. 1.4, 1.4, 1.4, 1.5. Hit.
That's
How about that?
awesome. I just made my very first shot, cold bore, 800 yards. That's awesome. I didn't know that I'd get it right off the bat. Yeah, I'm speechless.
That was awesome. That's a great job.
I have a really good spotter and like an insanely good rifle. Holy cow. I'm a little bit floored at the moment. That's awesome. Let's do it again.
Yeah, 0.9. Right hold. 0.7. 0.7. 0.7. 0.7. Hit.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
So 6.5 Creedmoor on a surgical rifle with a Razor HD Gen 2, and those are my very first two 800-yard shots right in a row.
That is phenomenal.
Today is good. I think I'm done with life. Like, that's cool. I don't know that I could do much better than that. I'm gonna go for it again.
All right. Same target. Give me a 0.9 mil hold. 0.9 mils right. 0.8. 0.8. 0.7. 0.7. Hit.
Wow. From hearing the gunshot to then hearing it land, like there's like almost a 2-second wait. That's bonkers. That's so far away.
Right now I can give you time in flight from here. We've got
That has got to be one of the coolest things I've ever done. I think the furthest I've shot before coming out here was 500 yards. So then shooting this the other day or yesterday was 540. That was the furthest. And then now just 800 just now.
0.913 second time of flight.
That's crazy. That's nearly like an entire second between shooting and contact. But then even after that, like you hear the sound after it has made connection, which is crazy. That's so far away. I get off the scope and I can't hardly see the targets at all. They're just like little specks, like the size of mosquitoes.
And you're only shooting at 18 power. You can crank that thing up to 27, get a little closer.
That's bonkers. I kind of want to try that little bitty silhouette on the right.
Let's do it.
I have like 2 more rounds yet.
On scope.
And where are you, little guy?
Right under the 13 band.
Oh my gosh, that is so tiny.
Zoom in a little.
Yeah. Looks like bug sized. Hey, there we go.
Give me a 0.9 right. .7.
I'm adjusting for parallax a little bit. Okay.
Run that bullet. .2. Right hand for wind. .4. .4. 0.5.
Holy,
Hit.
I hit it. in the scope. I'm looking in the scope and I can see, because that target, that silhouette is about a foot or so. The center of mass is about a foot tall. So I'm aiming center of mass just to give myself a little bit better of a chance of actually hitting the thing. And it's an auto popper. So I saw it, pulled the trigger, about just under a second later, it was gone. So that was awesome as far as like reactive shooting goes. I knew right away.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Let's give it a shot again.
Yeah!
Give me a 0.7 wind. Right. 0.6.
And he stood himself right back up.
0.5.
I pulled that.
Yep.
I felt that.
You felt it? Which
Yeah.
way did you pull it?
I feel like I pulled it like that.
Yep.
Yep.
You came off the left edge of the target.
That makes sense.
But you called it. You know what you did, and that's the important part of the miss. Learn from every shot, hits and misses. Good shooting.
That was still awesome. Because I know I can now.
Yep.
And I know what it feels like when what I did wrong when I missed it.
And you were saying you were going to need bigger targets today, shooting at longer distance, and we put a smaller target out there.
Yeah?
You feel confident to go to 1,000?
Yeah, I want to move back.
All right. Let's do it. What are you going to do?
I want to move back to shoot the same target, same little baby silhouette. I'll start at the full size silhouette and then move down to the baby size silhouette, but we'll shoot from 1,000.
Recording.
Okay.
Fairly calm winds downrange. Give me a 1.1 right hold.
Okay, and I'll go for that same left silhouette.
Yep. 1.7. 1.8. 1.8.
Oh, I see where it went.
Come up. Was it a clean shot?
No. I pulled it to the right a little bit.
All right, load another one. Give me another 0.4 mils for elevation. Spin another 0.4 into it. Alright. Okay. 2 mil right wind hold. 2. Alright, load another one. Shoot again. 0.5, 1.2, 1.3, 1.3, 1.4, 1.4, 1.4, 1.1.
Right hold, you said?
Yep, 1.1 right hold. 1.1. Hit.
There we go. 1,000 yards.
1,000 yards.
I did it. Let's do it again.
Alright, give me the same wind, 1.1. No, I think that just missed behind the target. Try it again. Wind hold. 0.9. 0.8. 0.7. 0.9.
I pulled that. That's why it yanked down.
Yep.
I know I pulled that.
So your wind was good. Yours was a little low. So dialed for elevation. Give me 1.1 for wind. 1.1. 0.9. 0.7.
Hmm.
To the right. The same hold. Okay, 0.5. 0.7. 0.7. 0.5. 0.9. 1.1. 0.9. 0.9. 1.9.
Damn.
Just off to the right. Give me a 0.7 head. 0.7. 0.7. 0.6. 0.6. Ah!
That would be out of ammo. Last mag.
No, something about the experience? More difficult?
It is more difficult, especially with the wind. If I don't hold just right, there's not really room for error.
That wind's a little trickier now as it's getting a little warmer. Picking up a little bit.
Yeah, it's been fluctuating more too. I hear you calling it changing more often. It's still, and I can see it through the scope. I can see where it lands, and it's so close.
Every time you load, the wind completely dies.
Awesome. Oh, that's full.
Give me a 0.5 for wind. Right hold. Point 5. 0.5. Hit.
There we go. 1,000 yards.
0.5, 0.6, 0.7.
Oh, I hit it just before you. You said 0.7.
Still a hit.
That's awesome.
0.7, 0.6, 0.6, 0.5. Hit. 0.5 wind. 0.5.
Oh, I pulled that
To
one.
the left.
Yep, I pulled that. I felt that. I still want to try for the little guy.
Let's go for it. That little guy. That give me a 0.5 for wind.
Okay, where are you, little guy?
Right under.
There he is. Oh my goodness.
0.5. 0.4. 0.4. 0.5. Just off to the left, give me 0.5 wind.
Oh, snap.
Oh,
I had 2 more rounds,
now the wind's gonna die.
right? Going for that little guy. Woohoo!
Rain in the ammo.
That's my favorite kind of rain. As long as it's not, being fired at me.
It's the whole person.
Yeah.
Point 0.3 for wind. 0.3 right. 0 wind.
And there you are.
0 wind. 0 wind. 0 wind. 0 wind.
Oh, I was a little
To
off.
the left. Or give me bring it over 0.2 right. 0.3 right. 0.3. 0.3. Hit. Oh no, you weren't. It was just off the left side of the target. The same hold. 0.3. We have 0.4 wind. 0.4. 0.4. 0.4. Hit. 0.4. 0.4. 0.4.
Oh.
Up to the right. The wind died. 0.3 hold. 0.3. 0.4. 0.3. 0.3. 0.3. Hit.
That's challenging.
It is. It's at 1,000. Like I said, everything is just magnified by so much more.
Yeah, that's challenging, but it's doable.
Mm-hmm.
Even on that little guy, it's doable. I noticed that the Mirage too, with how tiny that target is, the Mirage makes that target look like it's doing this. So I'm trying to make sure my reticule stays where I need it to, and that it's like in the middle of the waveriness of the Mirage. That's a little tricky too. And I also noticed that my breathing makes a huge impact on whether or not I pull the shot.
Yep.
I had a little bit more wiggle room at 800 with, exhale, pull the trigger, and I seemed to do okay with that, but I had to make sure I was at the pause, because anytime I took the shot when I wasn't at that pause, I pulled it. And I could feel it was wrong, and then I could see through the scope it was like just to the left or just to the right or what have you. I want to do that some more though. That's just the amount of focus.
10-inch wide target you're shooting at a 1 minute target at 1,000.
Yeah, that's bonkers. But I'm doing it fairly consistently. Not every time, but enough that it's not like a surprise. Like, oh wow, I hit it for once in my entire life. Which is what I thought it would be.
0.4.
I'm like just on his side.
Smoking the base of that thing. So come up 0.1. Give me a 0.5 wind. 0.5 wind right. 0.5. Hit.
Yeah!
Nice. Give me 0.5 wind right. 0.5. Hit. 0.5 wind right. 0.2. 0.4. 0.4. 0.4.
Oh man. Oh. Whew. That tiny little bitty silhouette looks like just a speck. It's hardly detectable. I can hardly tell that it is even a silhouette. It is so small. I think that plate's like, what'd you say, like 10 inches across and then 12 inches high?
10 inches wide, 12 inches high, yep.
And I got him a couple times. Was that like 3 out of 5, I think?
That was awesome.
That is very difficult, though. That definitely it ups the ante from 800. It's still doable, but like you can't horse around with it.
No,
It's just
everything counts. You can shoot with that magnification at that range too. Can you see in the scope when your heart beats? The scope bounces.
I didn't notice the heartbeat, but I could definitely, like, whenever I breathed, it's freaking all over the place. Just, it makes such a wild looking difference because also with the magnification being so high, I had to not just like breathe slower, because then if I took too big of a breath or too rapid of a breath, I moved too much, so that when I got to my respiratory pause, that respiratory pause is only so short. So if I wasn't still before then, I only have like a tiny little millisecond to find it and then pull the trigger really nice and light. There is no room for yanking on that trigger either. And it's such a light trigger too. Like, you just think, go, and that's pretty much it. That's all you get. But man, is that rewarding, especially to see it hit. Because I can see it through the scope, because the scope is high enough power, and the system is solid enough in the way that I have it loaded into, or I'm loading the bipod, and I have it set real nice and tight in my shoulder, so it doesn't move around a whole lot between shots. But that's part of what makes it rewarding, and it's also just, it can be maddening to see my misses be so close, you know? Makes me want to do it like a whole lot, like all day long. I can see this being a good way to spend a whole lot of money on ammo. Oh, that's... Making the shot, though, is indescribable. It feels wonderful. That little focus bubble that you get into. There's just nothing else going on. That's one heck of an experience. That's awesome. I gotta say thank you for that.